Joseph Turow, The Daily You, How the New Advertising Industry is Defining Your Identity and Your Worth. In The Daily You, How the New Advertising Industry is Defining Your Identity and Your Worth, author Joseph Turow delves into the world of personalized digital advertising and its impact on individual consumers. By examining the advertising industry's ability to collect and build extensive profiles on individuals, this book summary sheds light on the techniques and principles behind digital marketing's increasing effectiveness. Readers can expect to gain insights on the various data mining activities of the industry, the challenges faced by the traditional media, and the growing consumer concerns over targeted advertising and discrimination.
Customized advertising and its implications. The Daily Me was a hypothetical idea for personalized electronic newspapers based on extreme content customization, crafted by Nicholas Negroponte in the 1990s. Fast forward to today, and the advertising industry is using computers and the internet to assemble unprecedented arrays of facts and figures about individual consumers. Through this, marketers can send personally relevant advertisements to targeted people, increasing the chance of a sale. However, this has a dark side. Companies are assembling sophisticated data on consumer habits and attitudes by stealth, using detection and data mining activities outside of public awareness. Once marketers take consumer targeting to the next logical step, and some already have, discrimination starts to emerge, as advertisers offer favored customers better deals. This kind of marketing could magnify social divisions and render traditional media's advertising less relevant and sustainable. Mining consumers' data. Companies are gathering information on consumers by mining their digital footprints. For instance, Rapleaf collects data from social networks and blogs, claiming to have amassed information on over 400 million people. Meanwhile, NextJump in the US offers discounts to employees and ranks them according to their spending habits, influencing special offers sent by advertisers. The aim of such data gathering is to activate buying impulses. For example, imagine a family with 3 children who eat out frequently and receive coupons for junk food. In turn, they start receiving information about weight loss plans from firms. This can have negative consequences, with a 15-year-old daughter feeling embarrassed by dieting texts and a fictional father irritated when offered down-market cars instead of luxury sedans. Although this is hypothetical, it could soon become a reality. The rise of targeted online marketing. Targeted online marketing has evolved from the media buying companies that use sophisticated research to plan campaigns across various print, broadcast, and online outlets. Media buyers and planners gradually took control of the communication process, making the role of creative staff lesser. The trend received a boost from the web, where media buyers realized the useful targeting information data collectors could gather and analyze from every click of a consumer's mouse. Marketers found that customer profile-based ads performed better than traditional ads, and the advertising industry tracks, processes, and sells clients' products to individual consumers based on at least 800 different traits. However, this activity can harm traditional publishing ethics by forcing media outlets to adapt their editorial content to advertisers' demands. Untold truths of targeted advertising. Targeted advertising dominates the world of advertising, with companies collecting data from media firms, public records, and individual computer cookies. While this allows for personalized discounts and coupons, it raises privacy concerns, especially with sensitive information such as health, mental health, and sexual preference. Even with anonymous cookies, technicians can uncover individual post office and email addresses through registrations or sweepstake forms. Marketers are interested in obtaining detailed information to target their audience, but retailers fear that customers might figure out how to beat the system. Targeted advertising may be legal, but it raises serious ethical questions. Building consumer loyalty. Marketers use targeted advertising to build habitual consumer loyalty and lasting relationships with their products or services. Social media sites like Facebook further strengthen these links. Marketers see these information systems as an escape from paying for content, as they can pay only for the marginal cost of getting their ads onto certain pages or screens. However, legacy media companies struggle to survive under these economic pressures, as they need to charge a higher cost to reach their ad audience. This has led to the rise of content farms, which churn out thousands of online articles daily, often with no regard to quality. Despite the challenges faced by traditional media companies, building a strong consumer loyalty and engagement remains a top priority for marketers. The new age of targeted advertising. The rise of smartphones and data collection has given rise to more targeted advertising, but it also poses a challenge to consumer privacy. With the government and industry both struggling to regulate the use of personal data, customers find themselves unsure of where to turn. The key is in finding the right balance between targeted advertising and consumer privacy. The world of advertising is changing rapidly with the increasing prevalence of smartphones and mobile advertising. While companies spent nearly $25 billion on internet advertising in 2011, only a few $100 million were spent on mobile advertising. However, the gap in expenditure presents a significant opportunity for further targeting. As a result, some companies are predicting that the cost of advertising will decrease as it becomes more targeted and personalized. While targeted advertising has its benefits, it also raises significant privacy concerns. Some consumers may find being identified and pursued electronically to be unsettling or even creepy. The issue of whether people should be allowed to opt in or out of having their data collected for targeted advertising is currently a highly contested one. The FTC believes that marketers should be able to collect consumer data on an opt-out basis, but this is not always the case. Additionally, corporate privacy policies are often too long and confusing for consumers to understand. There is an urgent need for regulators to assist consumers in avoiding third-party tracking and to encourage good practices on the part of ad industry actors. One possible solution is to introduce ground-level government regulations to promote the best type of playing field. Some helpful steps that consumers can take include educating themselves on the full implications of digital technology, and introducing ads that include an easy-to-understand explanation of how the data was collected. In conclusion, there is a delicate balance to be struck between targeted advertising and consumer privacy. With both government and industry struggling to regulate the use of personal data, it is up to individuals to stay vigilant and protect their privacy.
As the book summary of The Daily You reveals, the new advertising industry is effectively building and refining massive arrays of consumer information to deliver highly targeted ads. What initially seemed to be a benign pursuit for customized content has morphed into a complex structure of intricate data mining and digital profiling, calling into question personal privacy and social implications. Increased specificity in marketing has begun to threaten the sustainability of traditional media and its links to societal discourse. Furthermore, the targeting activities may encourage biased price offerings, fueling social divisions. With the challenges tied to digital advertising gaining attention, it is crucial for consumers to remain vigilant and for governments to implement necessary regulations to ensure fairness and privacy in the digital age.